The dangers of texting and driving is serious and has been an ongoing problem in our technological age. This poster, created by yasa.org, is used to bring attention to the dangers of texting and driving. The company is trying to get through to anyone who owns a car and also owns a cell phone. In the past decade, distracted driving has been getting increasingly worse with the new technology and specifically cell phone use while driving. This piece of propaganda effectively uses the scare tactic by using an image of a crushed car being held in someone's hand like a cell phone would. The car is completely crushed and glass is being shattered. As the viewer, this visualizes a scene in our head and hopes to bring forth the idea that this is likely to happen if you are not cautious or if you are distracted by a cell phone while driving. The image activates strong emotions in the viewer no matter what age, experience, or lifestyle you live. We have been told over and over not to text and drive, but it continues to be a major problem that is killing or injuring too many people. Recently, I watched a video documentary created by AT&T called From One Second to the Next that featured multiple individuals affected by texting and driving. Some who have accidentally killed a family's 3 children, paralyzed a woman whose life revolved around travel and spontaneity, a loved dog, as well as a husband and a father.
She was not only speeding in the school zone, but she had also run the stop sign because she was texting.
The lady who hit X was texting. Her head was in her lap. She never even saw X in front of her. She actually came straight through the stop sign. There were no brake marks, no skid marks at all. She never stopped at a 4-way stop sign. She never stopped.
Driving along, as I was driving, I was texting back and forth with my wife. I was texting, and I think I was reading a text back at the time of the accident, because I remember driving and like my head just snapped up when I saw the windshield just glass broke and screeching, and my head, it happened in about a second. I mean, I had 1,000 thoughts going through my mind. As I started coming to a stop, I saw, a body come down from off the top of the van.
She was very active, outgoing. She worked 60 plus hours a week. She held a very good position traveling all over the world, going to Istanbul, Turkey, traveling to France, and loving working for her job, and they love Debbie very, very much. Now she is dependent on everybody, myself, my brother, friends. She cannot go into the front of the yard by herself because her vision.
No matter how much the dangers of texting and driving is presented to us every day, it still continues to be a problem. Cell phones are a huge part of people's everyday lives to communicate, use social media, and browse the web. It's something that happens without even realizing. The more we try to not use our phones, the more we want to use them. It's truly an addiction, which is why it has become such a problem. The more we talk about the dangers and acknowledge the tragedies that have been caused by cell phone use while driving, the closer we are to getting through to people who have this habit. That's why propaganda examples like this are so beneficial and important. This specific example of propaganda aims to affect the attitudes of people who take no regard to the texting and driving problem. They want people to realize that yes, this is a serious issue and real people are being affected. Not only the individuals involved, but the families of these victims as well. It's something that needs to be changed. I think the message is pretty clear that texting and driving is dangerous. Some people might see this propaganda as intense and emotionally harsh, but I think that it needs to be over the top to get this message across because nothing seems to be changing the trend. Something that might change the interpretation of the propaganda is if the hand was not holding the car like a cell phone, because this ties the whole message together. Without that, it just seems like it's a crashed vehicle with no real message. So I think they did a very good job at creating this poster because it's well thought out and creatively gets the message across. Don't text and drive.